All right, welcome back, CSE 3200. This is our second video for Chapter 4. We're going to update the main activity, and I'm thinking that I may have to divide this one up into two parts because I think we've got a pretty big idea going on, and it may take some explanation. So let's get into it. All right, so when we last ran our program and we opened up the logcat, we didn't get anything about that QuizViewModel, even though under QuizViewModel we had put some tags. So it meant that we never really had an instance that got created. And I mentioned that that was pretty understandable. All right, so we are going to go into the main activity, and we are going to put in private val QuizViewModel with a lowercase q, and that is going to be of type uppercase QuizViewModel. And then I'm going to put in something that we haven't seen before, by viewModels, and I'll explain it in a second because it kind of, I want another line in there before I start to explain it. Okay, Alt-Shift-Enter, and got my viewModels with Alt-Shift-Enter instead of auto complete. And so my next line that I'm going to put in is in the onCreate, under set content view, I'm going to put log.d tag got a QuizViewModel colon and a pound sign lowercase QuizViewModel. All right, okay. So the by keyword indicates that a property is implemented using what's called a property delegate. And that is a way to delegate the functionality of a property to an external unit of code. And in this way, your QuizViewModel is not going to be initialized unless you access it. And with this line right here, by referencing it and logging it at the same time, I'm initialing it and logging it at once. So when the activity is going to query a QuizViewModel for the first time, a couple of things happen. It creates a QuizViewModel, and then it returns the QuizViewModel. And when the activity would query for the QuizViewModel again after this configuration change, or after any configuration change, the same instance that was originally created is going to be the one that is returned. And in addition to that, when the activity is finished, the viewModel activity pair is going to be removed from memory. So before I even run that, let me show you a picture of that. So this is a picture of the main activity in the QuizViewModel across rotation. So the life cycle for a viewModel is simpler than for a main activity. So before rotation, we have a main activity that has a reference to QuizViewModel, but not the other way around. It is unidirectional. The QuizViewModel will not contain a reference to the main activity. But when I do rotate, what happens is that the main activity's onDestroyed should get called, but that does not happen for a QuizViewModel. It persists. So then when the rotation finishes, then the main activity gets, it fires back up, but it's a new version of the main activity, but this is the old version of the QuizViewModel. So when I would reference the QuizViewModel from the new activity, it's the same one. And this is how the data is going to persist across state changes, because QuizViewModel has the capability of not getting destroyed across that rotation state change. Oh, one more thing. So if I did have a reference to main activity in QuizViewModel, that's a bad idea because it is as a source of a memory leak, which is often in development hard to find. So a couple of things would happen. So if this had a strong reference to main activity, whenever this would get destroyed from here to there, this is still holding that reference. So whenever this main activity has a reference here and this would have a different reference, it has a stale reference to the old main activity. So if it would ever call that reference to the main activity or use that reference to the main activity, that would cause a crash. And even if it didn't, this reference here doesn't get garbage collected here where it should be, which means that if we would do QuizModel again and again and again, it would just keep making more and more main activities and never freeing up that memory. All right, I'm going to give it a try here. So I shut this down. We're going to run it. Oh, I needed to scroll here. Okay, so in my logcat, as I scroll down, I see main activity, but I'm not seeing anything from QuizViewModel. Let's see if I get anything different at my computer in my office. But we do get that we got a QuizViewModel, com.bigdird ranch, Android, GeoQuiz, QuizViewModel. All right, so we got a reference to it, but we did not get anything that says that it was fired. That would be that would be under the init, but we don't have a message that says that the init got called. Okay. So I'm going to stop this video here and make a second video completing the update of the main activity. But what we covered in this video is we got a reference to the QuizViewModel in the main activity, and we talked about why the reference should be there and not the other way around, and talked about the relationship between a viewModel and an activity in general, in this case the main activity and our QuizViewModel. So I will see you in our final video for Chapter 4 in just a minute.